Got a war face? Ah! That's a war face! Now let me see your war face!
I'm protecting myself!
You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face!
I understand, Chance.
You don't hear me! Work on it! Say yes! Say yes! Say yes!
Hello everyone. So Chance has been doing his usual thing on the internet. He decided that he wanted to quit YouTube once again and seek out other ways of having a career. And you might be wondering, what exactly career is he going for this time? Is he going to become a baseball player like he said years ago? Or maybe he's finally gonna get his driver's license and drive a car? But no, it's none of those things. He's actually, get this, gonna watch TV all day and do nothing else because he doesn't have anything else to do. And Chance is aware of this, and he spells it out for everybody. He says on multiple occasions that all he does is watch TV nowadays because he doesn't have his Xbox, he doesn't have his computer, he doesn't have anything. Chance has been very bored as of late, and he's here to talk about how he's leaving the internet because he's got TV to watch, because that's super important. On a side subject, I also want to talk about his new name that he tried to go under. I mentioned it in the last video, but I didn't really cover it a whole lot. It was his alternate persona for when he was wearing that mask yesterday, if everybody remembers that. But I believe it was called Hollow Hearts or something along that line, in which he made an AI advertising that we're not going to see today, but maybe one day in a stream we'll go look at it. But regardless, let's go ahead and dig deep into this quitting video.
And I've been talking to a lot of friends over the last few days. And I've also been talking to family and extended family. And we all agree that it's time for me to step down. I am no longer going to be on YouTube, period. The only time I will be on YouTube is to do gameplay once in a great while. Other than that, I'm going back to try to rediscover myself. I'm going back to try to rediscover who I once was. Because one, I want to get my life back. And two, I want to start doing good again. I want to start proving people wrong that I'm not this evil, scumbag piece of shit that people think I am on the internet. And I will admit, I've reacted poorly to a lot of stuff, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not afraid to admit that I reacted in a very fucked up manner. But also, I'm not going to sit here and take the entire blame either, because a lot of y'all trolls had a hand in it. By doing what you guys did, you had a hand in my life being turned upside down and fucked with very badly. And why you guys can't seem to take responsibility for that is beyond me. And that's what I still don't get, but I've done giving up trying to understand that. I've done gave up trying to understand why y'all refuse to take responsibility for what you've done when I've taken responsibility for my actions, my mistakes, and how I've reacted. I know it wasn't right, and I get that.
Now, Chance is sitting here talking about the terrible things that he's done, how he messed up and reacted poorly to the several things that the trolls have done to him, in which the trolls have given him a tough time. That's true. That's 100% true. But Chance, it's nothing that they're ashamed of. Don't you realize by now that they're proud to mess with you? They're happy to mess with you. They're pleased about it, Chance. And the fact that you still don't understand it 7 years later, well, that's on you, dude. Like, you never learn these things. You never try to understand other people or gather information to preserve yourself and help yourself. No, you don't want to do that at all. Instead, you want to sit here and cry and beg for someone to come save you like Superman. I mean, for God's sakes, you want a free lawyer to help you out with a court case against Inwood Boy, William, and all these different trolls. And it's just never going to really work out. It never has and never really will. But on another note, Chance, there's not much you can hold the trolls responsible for because they didn't make you do anything. You're a 34-year-old man who's capable of making his own life choices, and no one else can choose that for you other than yourself.
But I also know that what you guys have done wasn't right either. But, with that being said, I am leaving this channel behind to die. Not because I want to, but because I have to do what's best for me. I have to do what's right for me. And if I'm gonna have any shot at getting my life back in order and right, and be able to make an honest fucking living again, I have to get away from this shit. I have to get away. Just like I killed off the Cyrax name, I'm killing off this channel. Because when I look at this channel, I don't see potential. I see darkness, hatred, disgust. Shit that I never wanted to be associated with. But if I'm gonna have any chance at getting away from all this garbage, if I'm gonna have any chance at getting away from all this fucking garbage that's been forced upon me, I have to leave. I have to get out of this toxic environment that I've been stuck in because of the troll community. Am I okay with it? No. Do I like it? No. Do I enjoy it? Hell fucking no. You know, people say that I'm the bad guy all the time. And sure, maybe in some ways I am. But am I really fully the bad guy? Or am I just someone who's been misunderstood and fucked with so badly that I don't know what's real and what's not? So I'm doing something about it. I am leaving this channel to die.
He's so dramatic with everything that he does. Chance, this channel is not one big, gigantic fandom or anything like that, okay? It's like 80 people that are constantly following you around, or more actually. It's more than 80 people. It's actually thousands, if not tens of thousands, of people that are watching you and following you around and here to talk smack about you. That's exactly what it is, and it's happening because people find Schadenfreude in it. You know, people find it funny and entertaining whenever you're irritable and angry. You're having all these rage outs and crash outs all the time. You're making all these call out videos, and people have told you repeatedly over and over and over that the best way to handle this situation is to just not even handle it at all, you know? People have told you to ignore the trolls, ignore the people, ignore everybody on the internet. And you didn't listen to them. You said instead that you need to fight, that you have to speak out, that you have to do all these ridiculous things, and then roll it back and say that you didn't actually want to do them. You've done this, Chance. You've done this. You say that they forced you to whip your penis. Stuff like that. It's insane. Ridiculous, delusional psychopath, man.
As of today, on Saturday, July 2025, July 26th at 6:06 a.m., I, Chance Wilkins, formerly known as Cyrax, which is the side of me I killed off, am retiring as a YouTuber and a content creator entirely. And don't think that you trolls are gonna trick me into responding, because I'm not going to. If you try to message me, I'm going to ignore you. If you try to blow up my phone, I am going to block you. And because I want to give back to myself. I want to prove the world wrong. I want to prove to everybody that I'm not the evil person that people have been making me out to be. Therefore, I am retiring. And solely focusing on myself and getting back to my roots and finding who I was. And once I do that, it's only then, and only then, can I proceed with my true mission in life. Because maybe my true mission in life isn't shutting down the troll community. Maybe my true life mission isn't shutting down William Glory Hole or Edward Boy or doing any of that. Maybe my mission in life is something else. I don't know. But I can tell you this right now, I'm going to be rediscovering myself. I'm going to be finding who I really am.
Now, this is not the first time that Cyrax has left the internet. The guy does this very often, almost weekly, if not bi-daily. He does this very often. However, I do want to say that Chance made an interesting comment a few weeks ago where he said that nobody else is allowed to use Cyrax's name without his permission, even though he himself is not Cyrax anymore. Nobody else can use it because 70, 80 years from now, he's going to be the one using it, or he might be anyway. And that's why nobody else is allowed to have the name Cyrax. Ignore Mortal Kombat, ignore Eric Scrubolo, you know, the guy who originally gave Cyrax the idea to go with the name Cyrax. Just ignore all of that. Cyrax is the original copyright holder of that name. But no, in actuality, Chance doesn't have rights to the name, obviously. But I don't understand this whole ordeal where his name is somehow this huge important thing to him and society. Because just because you change your name doesn't mean you change as a person or that everybody forgets about you. That's not how this works, okay? Everybody has object permanence, Chance. You can't just hide your face and make everybody believe you disappeared. That's not how this works.
And I got a lot of soul searching to do. I got a long journey ahead of me, and it's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. But I'm going to do what I need to do. And I know what a lot of y'all are going to say. A lot of y'all are going to be like, oh, we'll see you next week, or see you in an hour. No, you won't. You're not going to see me for several months. If not several years, depending on how long everything takes. But I can tell you this, it's not going to be within the next few days or the next few weeks. It's most likely going to be at least 6 to 8 months, if not a year or two, before I ever come back. And even then, that's still pushing it. But until then, y'all, while you guys are sitting here on the internet talking shit about me, I got a regular life to give back to you, man. I got coffee to make, I got TV to watch, I got movies to catch up on, I got shows I gotta catch up on, and I got stuff I gotta do. So while y'all are out here talking all this shit about the internet, I'm gonna be over here living my regular life. So, to the haters, if you want to keep speaking my name and making me more famous and bringing me more fans, hey, that's cool. You do you, man.
And just like that, Cyrax retires off of YouTube once more. He decided that he didn't want to do any of this internet stuff anymore, but I guarantee it, he's gonna come back within probably the next 10 hours, 12 hours. He always does this shtick. He goes through this cycle repeatedly. And if you watch Cyrax, you know that he does this all the time. And him leaving the internet is just sort of like the end of the cycle, only for him to do a little comeback video where he's got the microphone in his hands with his with his arms out or something, and he's going like, "The king is back. Cyrax Nation is back," you know, and then he does his whole get up. You know, we might see that soon, but I have no idea. It's whenever the cycle repeats itself again. However, in other news, Chance goes on a tangent about him and Kira, in which he goes to talk about how he was taking care of Kira and Callum, that he was paying the bills, he was paying for their groceries, he was taking care of them. Don't pay attention to the detail that both of them were homeless. Chance wasn't taking care of them that badly, but he doesn't want to think about that for a second, because he's just gonna make up this weird story. I don't know how he can tell us this and make anybody believe in any of this. I mean, the confidence is there, but the truth and logic just aren't. But he's gonna go on to claim that for 13 plus long years, he's been taking care of Kira and her son, when we all know that's just far, far, far from the truth.
I took care of myself, my fiance at the time, and and our son. And you know, William, I don't get you. You know, you say I'm not cut out to be a dad and that I needed to work. Well, before you came into my life and ruined everything, William, I was a dad. I was living my life. You know, I was working. I was making money. And it was money that you didn't fucking know about. Every ounce of fucking money that I made, you wanna know where it fucking went to? Kira and Callum. Every single fucking solitary goddamn dime. Whether it was diapers, whether it was birthday presents, Christmas presents, every single ounce went to them. I literally had a family of my own and was living my life happily. And then you came in and fucked it all up. I had my life on the right track. I was doing well for myself. Very well. But you had to come in and fuck it all up, didn't you? You know, I get that Callum may not have been my son by blood. But make no mistake, that boy, I will always see him as my son. And he will always be welcome to talk to me and be welcome into my life anytime he chooses. Because I did help to raise him. And let me tell you right now, there's not a damn day that doesn't go by where I don't miss that boy. Where I don't miss having a family of my own. Like I said, I get that Callum wasn't mine, I get that. But there's an old saying, anybody can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad.
Now, none of this makes any sense whatsoever, because Chance, you were blaming Marty for the reason that you couldn't make money for the longest time, but now it's William Gloryhole who found you and then ruined everything. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Marty came around first before William Gloryhole, so I don't even know. Like, if Marty wasn't around, would Cyrax even have met William Gloryhole? I have no idea. But regardless, Cyrax needs someone to blame, and because Marty's not around, he's gonna blame William Gloryhole for all of his failures, and his lack of a career, and his failed music. And it's gonna be like this probably for the rest of Chance's life, unless if he discovers a new foe or a new biggest enemy, it's gonna be William Gloryhole all the way. And then on top of that, this whole ordeal about him giving Kira and Callum money is just a big farce, because this guy has never been making money in his entire life. He's never had a job. So what kind of money could he even send her? Not only that, but he would be giving money to Kira and Callum, but not Sally and Ed. It's like, Chance, what? You were not helping Sally and Ed pay bills, but you were helping Kira and Callum? You know, in this hypothetical, that's what it would be, but he didn't think about that for a second. I mean, my God, Chance, get it through your head, man.
Let's be honest, William and N-word boy. You guys are nothing more than a jealous making content off of me. Making money off of my back. That's all it is. And does it piss me off? Yes. Is it okay? No. You took away my only means of being able to make an honest living for myself. And I don't understand why. What was the fucking point in taking away my only means of making a fucking living? I don't get it. You did it so you can get a fucking laugh. And I'm here to tell you right now, William and N-word boy, one way or another I am going to get a new setup to where I can start making money again. And if you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. Go cry in your fucking safe space. I don't care what it takes. You two are going to replace my shit. You guys are going to replace my shit. Because you're the ones that destroyed it. You're the ones that need to replace everything of mine that you destroyed. Both my Xbox Series S and my $1,000 computer.
Now this part is getting really dumb, okay? Chance, who put the kill stick into your computer and your Xbox? You did. And this has happened to you multiple times. This has happened so many times that you should have learned that accepting USB drives or any kind of electronic from anonymous sources is probably not the best idea. You still haven't understood that, but he's never gonna seem to understand that. Especially the fact that he plugged the kill stick into his Wii and then plugged it into his computer right after killing the Wii. A real smart move there. Not sure why he did it, but he's real intelligent for that one. However, he's gonna try to actually extort William Gloryhole and Inwood Boy, buying him a better PC than he actually had. He claims that he did some upgrades on it and that he added like a new GPU or something, I guess. I don't really know. I don't think Cyrax knows computer parts. You would think that because he's a PC gamer that he would know what RAM is or what a GPU is or a CPU. If you're a computer guy or girl, you know exactly what that is. But Chance, I don't think does, because he doesn't even name them out. He just says, I've been slowly upgrading it over years. And Chance, you have no idea how expensive certain computer parts are, particularly the GPU is one of the more expensive top of the line models that everybody wants. But regardless, let's get back to it to hear him talk about why he's a good dad.
And yes, that Skytech gaming PC that you destroyed, yeah, that was worth well over $1,000. Well worth over $1,000. Because one thing you don't fucking know is after I got it, I started making upgrades to it very slowly, making it worth well over $1,000. Y'all ought to be fucking ashamed of yourselves. You fuck with people for what reason? Like, what's the point in doing what you do? And the only reason why you fucking report me is because you can't handle the truth. That's all it is. You can't handle the shit I have to say. If I had the chance to be a dad again and to relive being able to do my job, I would do it all over again in a heartbeat, without question. Without a single solitary question, I would do it all over again. Without question, without failure. So to those of you that say that I'm not a good person, yeah, sure, I made a few mistakes. So fucking what? I bet you guys have made worse mistakes. By far.
I'd like to shout out Jolanda, Sweaty Prolapse, Win to Go, Akron Drift Princess, Gecko Namer, Tubby Thunder 43, Okie Doll, Lady Assassin, Haley C, Driven Chist Sith Lord, Kobe Ferguson, Mo Transformers, Jin Not Jin, Bean Burrito 17, Not a Lizard Man, Dreadhead David 420, Ice Swallow, Halloween Nerd, Slappy the Understander, Wildweaver Gaming, Madam Gooseberry, Trixie Bella, Oso David Grunga, Jason Cruel, Delray, Finn and Aaron, Depressed Rabbit, Brett VT, Zol Champion of First Claw, O Oversoul, The Black Pearl, Edward Walden Hain, Nick Cliff, Atomic Renegade, Steve Creepy Van, Evan Reed, Kirsty Kels, Lord of Worlds, TJ Bender, James, Honda Civic, Tanis Finest, Robato San, Bakano Sensei, Mochi Cakes, Mad 33s, and Dark Chocolate. Thank you guys for y'all's support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.